Hey guys, I want to talk to you about this deck today. This deck, of course, is called Loaded Dice. Loaded Dice is, of course, a term that's kind of referred to in situations where you have like a 6-sided dice or a 20-sided dice, and you throw it and it's kind of rigged, right? So that it only throws like 6 or it only throws like 20, right? And that's basically all it does. It's a rigged dice. And that's kind of what we want to do, right? For Planeswalker like Zariel, Archduke of Avernus, we want to have a loaded dice. We want to be able to use these abilities that require the roll of a dice, and we want to have the roll of the dice be as advantageous as humanly possible, right? So you can see what I mean here, right? Roll a d20, so that's a dice with 20 sides, create a red devil token, then reinforce it X times. And what you'll see here is it says X is 4 plus the roll result. So if you think about it, what we want to do is roll the d20 and have it hit 20 every single time. Now, that's usually not possible because a d20, right, it's got 20 sides. You got 1 out of 20 opportunities. You know, that's a likelihood that you'll be able to roll a 20. 1 out of every 20 rolls, you'll get 1. We don't want that. We want to have it every single roll, right? And the way we're going to be able to do that and maximize that ability there, that second ability, is by using this here, the Inzerva, right? This is the Master of Insights Vanguard card here. It says, as long as this card has the challenge emblem, your dice results are always 20, right? That's perfect. It loads the dice for us. How do we get the challenge emblem on there? We got to launch this here. Got to save up 9 and then be able to launch it, right? And if we are able to do that, we get some big points scored here with the Legions of Avernus, right? Legions of Avernus is going to help us. And I also want to point out this here. This is a great final ability that you can kind of just buy this particular Planeswalker and then use it only because he has this ability. This is one of those abilities that I kind of say is so powerful that you just build a whole deck around this ability here, right? Blood War. It says here, when your first creature attacks, reinforce that creature, and it gains double strike until end of turn. This is huge, right? Because if you have a big creature, you'll reinforce him, and then you'll be able to give him the double strike. That's basically how you'll win games, even if you're not using the loaded dice. Here, here's the rest of the build out. What I kind of like is this one here. This is a really good Saga card. You'll notice that at the final piece, the final form, you'll get a Vessel of All Consuming. I'm not sure if we'll see this in the gameplay, but you know, I just want to put it out there. This is one of those that's really good, right? This is going to be a 3/3 creature, so that 3/3 is going to do some damage, and every time you do damage, you get +1/+1. If this thing gets up to 10, you gain 30 loyalty, right? So that's great. We want that. Anyway, we'll take a look. My guess is that we'll be able to put down our cards that we want. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit that Blood War card. If we're not, then that's fine too. What you'll be able to see, hopefully, is us setting up the loaded dice. And you can see why it's such a powerful tool if you're able to use it. Alright, Prismatic Bridge, we look like we have that. Mox Ruby will be first, of course. And to show everybody, if you don't have Zariel, this is what you can use here. You may not have him, right? So you get red, you get extra 5. Black, you'll get the extra 4. The green is an extra 3. And then the others, you know, if possible, stay away. Alright. Let's go like this. Mox Ruby is in play. That's going to help us a whole lot. Alright, looking good. And what we'll try to do here is we'll try to go with... Darn, it's not much going on. I kind of want to play a card in this area because it's going to help you to loosen up some of these things that are over here. And then hopefully you'll be able to launch your Mox card there. But, you know, you don't got a whole lot. Prismatic Bridge, that's nice. Okay. Go like this. Not the best move, but you know what? We're trying to trigger a lot of those cascades. Hopefully we get one. Alright, Prismatic Bridge. This is a good card. Looks like I'm going to be able to play it this turn. At the beginning of your turn, fetch the first support card with Herald. That's gonna be really important, right? I'll read you the whole thing. It says at the beginning of your turn, fetch the first support card with Herald, creature or Vanguard from your library. So that's good. You're gonna get a choice of those three. That whatever is the first one, you'll move it into play under your control. You know what? Instead of hitting that one, we'll go like this, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, we'll be able to play the first Prismatic Bridge. That's gonna be nice, and it draws a card for us, and it is another Prismatic Bridge. And instead of throwing it down as Prismatic Bridge, we get this card, Esika, the God of the Tree. Okay, we're looking all right here. One thing I want to show you guys is this Chandra's Flame Wave. Deal 2 damage to each opposing target and fetch the first Vanguard card from your library. We kind of want to do that because we want to get our Vanguards out. We're going to want to make sure we can launch that loaded dice. Alright, there we go. Let's see if we can get a good loaded dice here. Fetch that first Vanguard card. Nope. Opponent plays Omniscience. Oh no, add Fiery Emancipation. That's very, very dangerous. I see what we're going with. We're going with Bald Lightning. And we're able to block here, but you can see we're taking tons of damage. That's not good. Right, we're lucky we're able to take out that creature. Mox Ruby is down. Okay, Zariel, the Archduke of Avernus, is the card that we drew from our fetch move. This one is a nice one. It says when you roll a d20, if the result is 10 or more, your creatures gain 2/0 and gain also haste. If the result is 18 or more, all your creatures get double strike. That's important. We want to hit that double strike, right? We want to get the d20, that loaded dice, so we throw that 20 all the time. And then here, roll a d20 for that second ability. If you get 20, you're going to be able to create some red devil tokens. That's going to help out a lot. Alright. Don't need 2 of these. We may later, but right now I'm going to just get rid of it. We're looking to make a move over here if we can. Doesn't like we're going to have that ability, so we're going to have to try to figure out what else is possible. There we are. Zariel's going to be down. That's going to help. Okay, it's our turn. Another Zariel is in play. What we're really waiting for is the ability to use that loaded dice. Okay, so we throw the dice for the d20. It's a 13. That's kind of nice there. Right? If we had our loaded dice ability, we'd basically be able to throw 20s all the time. You know, we don't got it yet. Alright, here we go. Oh, looks like I missed a nice opportunity to go with a 5 match here and get another swap. But hey, that's okay. Let's see if the opponent will go for it. They do not, which is nice for us. Oh no, Whirl of Invention. Alright, so that's dangerous. We know that they're going to try to launch something crazy. Right, that support that they're loading up, that does hurt. Okay, let's see how many more red devil tokens we're going to put down. We got 11 there. There we go. Okay, we have a choice here. We can play Hidetsugu Consumes All. This is going to help us to be able to get tons and tons of loyalty. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it off and we're going to put it on the bottom, because one of those things that you'll notice is destroy each creature and each non-land support with base mana cost 7 or less. The question is, do we have any creatures that have base mana 7 or less? Yeah, we do. We got these guys. We don't want those guys to get hurt. Go, making some moves again. Angel Fire. What I want to do here is I want to put this Angel Fire Ignition down on those red devil tokens, and the reason is we get that ability here this Vigilance ability. Vigilance is really nice, especially if you also have Rem Carolus here, because you're going to be able to block and not take any damage. That's really, really helpful. Okay, what we're looking like is we can go with the Blood War token. Create a Blood War token. Then that support gains the War Emblem. Roll a d20, and that's how many damage that you can do to an opposing target. X, of course, is 5 plus whatever the roll is. So we're making moves. We're looking good. At this point, we have full control over the game. If your opponent plays a creature and they attack, we'll be able to do some good damage here. We'll be able to play some nice defense. They'll be able to attack, but we'll be able to block and not take damage. So there we go. Now we're putting down some points. Lots of damage coming in. Alright, we're looking around to see what we got. Mox Ruby again. As I mentioned, we sometimes will get the loaded dice ability, right? So that dice that's only going to throw 20s. Sometimes we don't. That's just how this deck goes. It doesn't necessarily ask you to have that 20 in order to win. That's kind of good, right? In this case, we do have the Inzerva card. This is the one that we're going to be able to use to get our loaded dice, that dice that only throws 20s. Target player draws, okay. Roll a d20. There's our other Inzerva card. That's nice. Actually, that's a big part of what we need to have happen. All right, we're going to put that down. We're going to match here. As we match, we're going to be able to play that Vanguard. There we are. Next turn, oh, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't turn off that card. But anyway, next turn what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to hit this. It'll hit the challenge emblem. Once the challenge emblem is down on this Vanguard here, all your dice rolls are going to be 20. That's kind of what we're hoping for. It looks like it may be a little more dangerous than we would like. The reason is if oh look, there we go. If I'm using that, we don't want to destroy that card. So we gotta be careful. There we go. Okay, let's see it. This should be the end of the game here. We'll launch this. The challenge emblem will be on this one here. That basically means, this is a challenge emblem, that every single time you roll the dice, it's going to be a 20. Okay, so I'm going to roll the dice here. You get your 20, as you can see at the top. It pops up. Oops, it pops up here. And I rolled a 20. That's awesome. Okay, and then let's use one of these abilities here. Roll a d20. I'll go with that. You'll be able to put a lot more of those Red Devil tokens down, and look what happens, guys. That's awesome. That's basically how you are going to be able to win games if you have that loaded dice ability. Alright, guys, that's the game right there. As I mentioned, like and subscribe. That helps the channel. Okay, if you don't have a specific card, just put it down there in the comments. Hey, be like, hey, you know what? I don't have whatever card. Can you guys recommend a card for me that can substitute? And that's what we're trying to build here, guys. We're trying to build a nice community where everybody helps everybody.